I feel like I am 12 years old. I cannot remember the last time I've put pigtails in. Here I am. Hey guys, so today I thought we would do a little Q&A, a little catch up, a little chat. I asked you guys over on my Instagram to send in some topics, some questions, you know, what you want to know. So let's go through it and let's have a little catch up. I feel like I just haven't hung out with you guys in a little while. So put your braids in, sit down, relax. So I kind of went through these and I organized them kind of into categories. So the first category that I have here is vegan. So one of the first questions here says, what are your unpopular vegan opinions and the biggest misconceptions about being vegan? That is a good question. Biggest misconception about being vegan is that you're healthy, or if someone's vegan, they automatically are healthy. Those two things do not equal one another. You can be healthy, but you also can like eat Oreos all day and live your life. So just because someone is vegan doesn't mean they're healthy, or like just eat kale all day. An unpopular vegan opinion. I feel like a lot of people would say that once you go vegan, your skin clears up and you have no acne, which was not true for me at all. And I understand the reasoning, and I think that probably is the case for a lot of people because typically acne is tied closely with dairy. But in my experience, my skin actually initially got worse, and although now my skin obviously is better, yeah, at first I was like, this is quite the opposite of what I was promised. So don't be discouraged if you're in that boat, if you're newly vegan and your skin is kind of having a moment and freaking out. Any major diet changes or anything like that, you gotta give it some time. Unpopular vegan opinions. Oh, I absolutely hate zoodles. Do you guys know what zoodles are? Like zucchini noodles? And I don't know if this was just because there was this whole raw vegan phase of YouTube and I would eat like raw zucchini lasagna, which at the time I thought it was good, but looking back, I could not eat a bite of that if you forced me to. It was like cold zucchini strips. So yeah, just the concept of zoodles, I just can't do it. I'm sure if I actually took a bite, it would like totally taste fine. No. It's a no for me, dog. Okay, the next question says, what are your tips for a vegan beginner? I always say, don't change actually what you're eating in the sense of if you eat a hamburger and fries for dinner, just replace that with a veggie burger. Don't try to rework your entire meals and what you're doing. Just make those substitutions that make it vegan friendly. Like nowadays, we're so lucky with so many vegan alternatives. Like if you have cereal for breakfast every day with regular like dairy milk, just replace that with oat milk or a non-dairy milk and slowly just kind of make those adjustments, and then you'll get there a lot easier and it will feel like less dramatic. That would be my advice. Although that being said, that is not how I went vegan at all. I just kind of like went cold turkey / like tried a bunch of new recipes. It's always the funniest thing, cold turkey. LOL, the irony. But yeah, my advice to a modern day person, if I was to do it over, is don't try to also eat super healthy or make this big lifestyle change and go vegan. Like just replace the things that aren't vegan with the vegan alternatives first and then slowly ease into it. And also make sure you're eating enough. That actually I feel like is something that gets overlooked. I feel like a lot of times people will just be like, oh, I'll just like have the salad but minus the chicken. So then you're still kind of missing out on like that heartiness to a meal. So make sure you're eating enough food and you're not just like saying no to the non-vegan things, but you're truly replacing it with a plant-based alternative. And get your blood taken to make sure everything's all good. Says, what is the hardest thing about becoming vegan? What's the easiest thing about becoming vegan? Sometimes I feel like I can't even answer these questions because it feels truly so long ago when I initially went vegan. Okay, this is kind of a dumb one, but I feel like I don't have to worry about things like going bad or like cross-contamination. And not that food doesn't expire. Like, yes, very clearly fruits and vegetables can go rotten and plant-based foods can go bad. But you know, like with meat, you have to worry about like salmonella and like raw meat touching things. Like always just the concept kind of like stressed me out. So I just feel like cooking is a lot easier, and I don't know, actually that's not really a good answer, but I'm gonna stick with it. And the hardest thing about being vegan, honestly, I think at first I was like high-key embarrassed to talk about it. I just feel like there's such a negative stigma with being like, oh, I'm vegan. And I didn't want to be one of those people at all. And I was 16 at the time, so I knew a lot of people would be like, oh, it's just a phase, like, oh, she's on a diet. Like I knew people wouldn't really take it seriously, so I was always kind of reluctant to tell people. But it's one of those things, especially if you're hanging out with someone all day, like you're gonna be eating food. People are gonna notice if you're not eating ice cream or, you know, being a little different. So I would, yeah, at first I kind kind of like found it weird to navigate being like, oh, I'm just not eating that today. Whereas now, obviously I don't care. Like everyone knows I eat plant-based and like, it's not even a thing. I feel like also now I'm so used to, I don't know if it's like because of the times or the age that I'm at now. At 22, I feel like so many other people have different, you know, diet requirements or health concerns. Like some people have to eat gluten-free and, you know, everyone has their own thing. So it's less of a weird thing now, I feel. At first, it definitely was like kind of just embarrassing. I don't know why though. It's so weird. It's like not like I'm eating anything different. I'm just not eating certain types of food, you know? That's actually something that's always so strange to me is when people are like, ew, vegan food is so gross. It's like, okay, we have this category of food and then people that eat just a standard American diet will also add in meat and all these other things. I'm just choosing not to pick any of these foods. I'm just sticking to this group. I would get the concept more if it was like reverse. I was like, oh, I'm eating this new different thing. That's gross. That's not the case. Like I'm just eating not all the things that you eat. I'm just eating not every single thing that you eat. I'm not adding in anything new. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making sense tonight, but I feel like if you know, you know. If you get what I'm saying, you'll just be like, yes. This is kind of dark. It says, what's your death row meal? Basically like my ride or die meal. If I had like a last meal, I mean, I'd have to get a little bowl of oatmeal in there, just like a little nibble with peanut butter on top. And I would do, of course, just like a really beautiful, hearty, like sourdough bread or like a homemade whole grain, like really like multi-grain with seeds and stuff all over it. Loaf of bread with vegan butter, just like a fresh bread and butter. That is like, my thing. And then maybe some mango and watermelon. Take like maybe a matcha latte on the side. What the heck? That'd be the meal. What's a stereotypical vegan food that you hate? Ew, that's a good question. I feel like as long as it's vegan, I'll pretty much eat anything. I'm really trying to think about this. I honestly don't have a good answer. I would say back in the day, I used to, again, when I was trying to like be a cool vegan and like, ew, I'm not really vegan. I would not eat tofu or like tempeh or any of those things because I thought it was weird, but I just had never really tried it. So back in the day, I would have said that, but like I love tofu now, so I don't have an answer. Sorry about that one. Okay, this next category of questions I've called life questions. This first one says, did you go to college? What for? Yes, I did end up going to college for makeup and I loved it. It was like the best experience ever. This question says, I know you live alone, but are you single? Do you like living alone? Yes, I live alone. Yes, I'm single. And actually I do love living alone. At first, honestly, was a little, not like hesitant, but I was curious because I've lived with people my whole life. So I was like, oh, like what if I think it's gonna be this amazing, great thing and then I get super lonely or like in my head or I don't know. But truly, I feel like I've been thriving and I feel very grateful actually to have this time. Because I also think like maybe what if there's not any other time in my life that I truly have to be this independent and selfish in a good way. I'm really trying to appreciate it all. This question I had to save because it was so funny. It says, favorite hill at Blue Mountain. Blue Mountain, for anyone who is not in Ontario, Canada, is like a little ski hill kind of near Toronto. I don't know the name of it. There is this one little like path that, how am I gonna explain this? Okay, clearly the person that asked this knows Blue Mountain well, so I'm gonna describe this and you can tell me what this path is called or what hill this is called. It's like you go on the far, okay, so if you're looking at the hills, you're on the farthest left, you take the ski lift up and there's one specific like path and you go kind of mountainside and then it takes you all the way to the other section. What is that one called? I like that one. I like everything at Blue Mountain. I'm obsessed with Blue Mountain. I'm like the biggest fan. I just love it in general there. Okay, this says, if you weren't doing YouTube, what would your job be? That's a good question. It's so hard for me to think of that because I feel like YouTube is literally like the perfect thing for me right now. I mean, I love makeup. When I was younger, I was like a child actor. I feel like I get to combine all of these things kind of together. I mean, not that I'm like acting on camera, but I always have loved the art of like filming things, being on camera, editing, that whole part of the process. And it's fun that I get to do makeup videos and beauty content and work with all these amazing brands. I also get to do hosting stuff and that normally lives on YouTube too. So I feel like YouTube really gets to like marry all of my like passions together, which I feel really lucky for. I think though, if I wasn't doing YouTube full time, I'd probably still be doing makeup full time. I used to be a makeup artist in the film and TV world, so I probably would still be doing that. Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about it that way. Like YouTube has changed my life in truly every single way. I love it. It wouldn't change a thing. Okay, this one here says, list your 3 dream goals. Oh, this feels like personal all of a sudden. Oh gosh. 3 dream goals. We talking like lifetime goals, short term? Okay, let's do like short term. A goal would be to, okay, maybe not short term, like not bucket list, but not in a year kind of thing. A goal would be to launch some sort of product, and I don't want it to be something where it's like made by someone else and I just slap my name on it. Like if it was, say, like a makeup line or a makeup product, I'd want to be involved in the process of that. So I guess that's on the list. I would love to do that. Another dream is to host like a proper award show or like a TV show of some sorts. I don't really know necessarily what it would look like, but do something and host something on a bigger scale. And 3, should I say that one? I'm keeping that one a secret. Circle back in a year, send me this clip and I'll tell you what it was. Are you interested in moving to a different country or a different city? Not currently. I am the biggest stan of Toronto. I just love Toronto so much, and I honestly can picture me living here forever, or at least always. No, I'd say I'd always probably live here. I mean, I'm also very like much so someone who's down for change and loves an adventure and loves something new. So if someone's like, pick up your life and move to Paris, I'd be like, okay, I'd do it. But I think life will always somehow lead me back here. I love Canada, and this city is amazing. Right now I'm gonna say yes, but also that's gonna have an asterisk because I'm open to something else if something else was to happen. I think though, growing up when I was younger, I always thought I would live in the States. Like when I was younger, my dream, I wanted to live in California, and don't get me wrong, still love California, would love to vacation in Malibu every single year if I could. I don't know if I'd live there though. I don't know. I love Toronto too much. I never thought I would love Toronto as much as I do. Let me put it that way. This says, what are some of your favorite podcasts? Okay, I've been loving podcasts lately. Whenever I go on my daily walk or my run, I'm just always listening to a podcast. So let me open it up. I've got the Views podcast. Oh, I've recently been listening to the Jillian Michaels podcast. It's been super interesting to learn more about health and wellness. Armchair Expert. We Bought a House with Claudia and Phineas. I've really been liking that one. Ooh, and also Approachable. It's with Samantha Ravendall. She's like a beauty guru. Is her last name Ravendall? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. With Sam and Alyssa, I've been really enjoying that one as well. This says, what are your favorite things about living in Toronto? Okay, I've grown to love having seasons. I used to hate winter growing up, but now I like experiencing like fall and winter and spring. It just makes life feel like there's different moments. I can't explain it. I love all my friends that live in the city and the people, and my family is all here. I love that we have like the city energy and the busyness, but then also we're right on the lake and I can just spend time by the water, and I'm pretty much there every single day because it just brings me peace. Unpopular opinion, but like compared to most other big cities, I feel lucky that we have a really good transit system. I use it all the time because I don't have a car, so I really like that. I love the restaurants here. There are so many amazing vegan restaurants. Shout out to Fresh, one of my faves. I mean, honestly, there's just so much to do. There's always so much going on, and you aren't that far from like nature and enjoying the outdoors, but then you also just have the beauty of the busyness of the city. Oh, and I like how everything is so walkable here. Like you can walk the entire city if you wanted to. I mean, that's a stretch, but you don't need to have a car, and I walk and or bike to a lot of places, and I like that. Okay, what is your main goal for this summer? You know what, I've been reading a ton, so I would say if I had to make it a measurable goal, when does summer like officially end? Like end of August? Or is that like first week of September, I guess? So I've got maybe about a month and a half, so I would say read 5 more books. I don't know if that'll happen. When I'm like in the mode of reading, I fly through books, and lately I've been on a kick. On that note, comment down your favorite book you've ever read that has changed your life. I wanna know it and I wanna read it. Oh, this is so funny. What's your next veggie balcony plant gonna be? So all the real ones will know that I have a veggie garden on my little balcony, and it's honestly been thriving, and I'm kind of shocked. I didn't think it would work, but I get a lot of sunlight and my plants are growing absolutely crazy, to the point that my one cherry tomato plant was like growing into my neighbor's balcony and I didn't even realize, and I kind of felt bad, and I was like reeling it back in. But I've got cherry tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, a little herb garden with a bunch of different herbs, bell peppers and jalapeno peppers, and I think that's gonna be it for this summer. But I've got big plans for next year, so stay tuned. I love it. It brings me so much peace, and I can't explain it. There's something about growing your own crops, and then I eat the cherry tomatoes and it's so good. I need to stop. I love it. Comment what fruits and veggies survive well in small spaces on a balcony, because I'll get on it next year. This says, can you share some career advice? General career advice. You know what's something that I feel like it comes up often in my life and in my career is the idea that no one else is going to vouch for you or push harder for you than you. You do really need to be assertive and stand up for yourself and really go after what you want. That's like the most like generic. Go after what you want, follow your dreams. But no, like don't be afraid to be loud and to take up space and to be annoying. I would say 75% of the career highlights that I've had throughout my career have all been opportunities that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't continually pushing or pitching for or, you know, actively being involved with, if that makes any sense. And I think it's kind of easy to fall into the routine and to sit back and to be like, oh, if it's the right time, it'll happen. If it's meant to be, it will be. I kind of have this mindset where it's like, I'm gonna make it the right time. And that's not to say like it works out all the time. There's many of things that fall through and don't happen, but you gotta be in the driver's seat of your career, I guess, and you can't expect anyone else to kind of do it for you, I guess. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. This says, what are some of your entertaining quarantine guilty pleasures? Like, what have I been doing over quarantine? My life has been very simple and stripped back. Like I said, I've been reading a ton and I've been getting like an extra hour of sleep every night. So I feel like I'm the most well rested that I've ever been in my entire life. I've been going for like a run or a walk every single day. Just been cooking a ton. Like it's nothing even that exciting to report. I've been abusing FaceTime way too often. I'm just calling all of my friends and talking to them 24/7. Oh, rollerblading. That was a more unique hobby I was getting back into. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Oh, and gardening, obviously. Gardening has been my biggest passion over quarantine. And then this one here, actually it's kind of similar to the earlier question. It says, if you would start your own brand or collaboration, what would the product be? If it's like a makeup line, I would love to do maybe like some very vivid like eyeliner colors or a whole like cream collection of like cream blushes, cream bronzers, cream shadows, like multi-use cream products. I don't know, let me sit on it. I can't give out all of the trade secrets. Imagine I just like pitch a full business plan and like someone take the ideas. Okay, and then finally here we have a category called fitness. This says, what are your favorite workouts right now? So I still like running. I mean, the weather's been like disgustingly humid and hot to the point that I think I might pass out and truly like die of heat exhaustion. So I haven't been doing long distance runs, but I've been doing like a 3 to 7K depending on like the day / how I'm feeling. But I've been putting like no pressure on myself. If I'm like, oh, I need to stop running, I just will. So I've been like leisurely just kind of jogging and doing that. I've been doing Mad Fit workouts lately, which she is so incredible. She is like some of my favorite like YouTube workouts to follow. So I've been doing hers, and I've been doing yoga with Adrienne, who is just the queen. Also Gabby Cheyenne, I think that's her last name. I'll link all these channels down below. But Gabby does a bunch of like HIIT workouts, and she is like such an athlete and beast, and it inspires me. So I've been doing those as well. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing a lot of these like YouTube workouts with friends. We'll have like Zoom little like, not meetings, but Zoom little calls, and we'll do them together to kind of hold each other accountable. So that's kind of been the routine. It hasn't been anything too crazy. Like I said, I'm not trying to like add stress. I'm just trying to do things that make me feel good and just, yeah, keep me in a good headspace. This is more about like workout clothing. It says, what are your favorite workout brands to wear? So I'm a huge fan of Nike for running. I trained for my half marathon with them, and I got to try out a ton of their different like product and gear and shoes, and I ended up like really loving the way that they fit me. I find their sizing really consistent too. I'm basically like a medium in everything, like medium sports bra, medium top, medium bottoms, and like no matter what, if it's a short or a legging or a different style, it all fits so perfectly. So that's good because I'm really picky about being comfortable in my clothing. So really like that. I also have some Puma gear. They have a couple of really nice sports bras actually. And then just for like yoga and like casual kind of active wear, I do like Lulu just for like comfort. Alo Yoga has a couple of cute sets. You know what I do want to try though? I want to try Gymshark. I hear obviously so many amazing things about their stuff, and I've never tried them. So if you have any suggestions on which products or sets to get, let me know because that's next on my list. This one here says, what is the best running music? So I do normally run to podcasts, but if I'm trying to do like a quicker run, I find running to music makes me run a bit faster. So there's a few different like Spotify playlists that I'll just have like, it's like fun run, and it'll say like 165 beats per minute, or like do like one of those things, and I'll just click one of those randomly. Sometimes I like listening to music that I've never really heard before, and then depending on the day, I like music that I know every single lyric so I can like get into a groove. There was this great playlist one of you guys suggested on Instagram, and it was like early 2000s hits, and that just kind of has been my jam lately. But also high key, I love running to OG One Direction music. It is just, it gets me hyped. I can't explain it. So No Control, One Direction, is just like my jam. And then Happily, Steal My Girl, best song ever. Those are all songs that just like get me hyped. Also, I've been doing some Beyonce lately, and that gets me in the mood as well. And then finally, this other question here says, what are some of of your favorite musical artists. So, I mean, One Direction, Harry Styles, forever. Lainey is my like favorite band right now. I'm so upset. Favorite band right now. They've been my favorite band for the last like 3-4 years. Love their music. I listen to it pretty much every single day. Like if you come into my house, that's always what's on my Google Home. I also love Lennon Stella. Her music is incredible. Her most recent album is just so good. I also love Lauv. He's been putting out so much music recently. Actually, loving Noah Cyrus the last like year or so. I've been liking her new direction of music. My cousin just got me onto Wallows. So good. Yeah, I would say those are like my top 5 right now. Wow, guys, this was fun. I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll pop back in and answer your questions. But yeah, the sun is setting. You guys know sunset is my favorite time. I'm gonna go sit outside on my balcony, watch it, drink some tea, maybe finish my book. Actually, I am genuinely like 20 pages away from finishing a book, and I just chose to just like, I'm gonna stop, and I just left it like the other night. In hindsight, I was like, why did I do that? I don't understand. Like, that's so annoying to me. So I'm gonna finish that book actually and head on the balcony and call it a night. Anyways, thanks guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, follow, comment, do all the things. You guys know what's up, and I'll see you guys really soon. Bye.